Hello, my name is Omar Abasad. It's 3:01 p.m., December 21st, 2019. So I'm going to show you um, the tagging today. Power is turned up. So the video I post about PK and the rumors that's being spread by Unit 2-3 um, that I give good service is talking about PK using electric rod. So here is the tagging. And so you're looking at this number here. So the hand is tagged 261. The reading on this detector when it's pointed to the body should be 0 because this detector is not sensitive enough to pick up the electricity on the skin, which is very, very low. But I get readings of over 2,000. So obviously I'm being hit with PK's electrical um, technology that he uses to rape in the building. So obviously, it's not being done only between the legs, it's being done in other parts of the body as well. So that would explain these high electrical readings. This is PK's electrical rod being used on different parts of the body. So I'm suspecting that in addition to his electrical rod, other microwave devices are also being used that increases power, that increases temperature when the power is increased, which I've demonstrated. RF readings go up, electrical readings go up, and the EMF readings fluctuate. So these are different variations of radiation technologies. So PK says he's from the government. So since the government I voted in does not torture people, does not run illegal experiments on people, it must be criminals in the government who's taken advantage of the powers that they get when they are in the government to sign off on documents and sign off on experiments and contract it out so that it will not be connected to them. So these are criminal elements in the rogue elements in the government. So PK saying that he has the government backing and he's from the government, he's not telling a lie. But it's really the criminals in the government who is giving the okay to run these experiments on citizens, which really a huge part of the experimentees targets are kids, babies, children, 3-year-old, 5-year-old, kids in their bedrooms, sleeping at night when their parents think that they're safe. So people like PK, who is obviously a rapist, a sexual harasser, a rapist, he's claiming he's not claiming he's admitting to being a rapist. He's not only raping women, he's raping children because what he really is a procurer. As in the Epstein's ring, they're procurers. He's raping kids to train them to become prostitutes. I'm not a prostitute, but he's playing on people's clit, which is actually customization, training, grooming to become, to make people into sex slaves and prostitutes. I was never a prostitute. I'm not a prostitute now. But these people are trying to use technologies to convert you or convert targets and victims into prostitutes and sex slaves. Of course, it's not going to be successful in my case. There's no way that's going to happen. Um, but there are a lot of vulnerable people out there that this program is going to be run on and it's going to succeed. These are kids, especially in vulnerable situations, just like in the Epstein's ring, taking advantage of vulnerable people. Now, if you're not vulnerable to start with, they make you vulnerable. And the way that's done is the use of directed energy weapons to torture you, which I've exposed, put you in the hospital, hit you so hard that your heart swells up, the valves go, your eyes bleed, you get floaters in your eyes, you lose your sight, your hearing, you get strokes. This is the directed energy weapons are being used to force people into the business because once you can't work and support yourself, then you're vulnerable. You're financially vulnerable, which makes you emotionally vulnerable. So this is a technique that's being used. So directed energy weapons are key to this program. Now he says, like I said, he says he's working with the government, and I keep hearing that the cops are going to be called, the cops are going to be called, the cops are being called. Well, the cops are being used, the cops who are taking part in the program are being used as containment and to criminalize, to force you again into the business. Because if you have a criminal record, then you will not get a job. Well, not the kind that you normally would if you're a professional like myself. So what I'm exposing here, and PK exposed it himself. He absolutely exposed it himself. First of all, leaving messages like that on my phone indicates that he has power. It also indicates that he's covered. And he knows that I'm a target. And he could do anything to me and get away with it because it's all fixed. Or else there is no way that he would leave messages like that on my phone, knowing that I'm tweeting and I'm putting stuff on the YouTube. He doesn't care. Obviously, he does not care who knows. He does not care who listens to those messages on the video that I videotaped when he talked to me. The conversations well, I wouldn't say conversations, but the comments he made, the sexual harassment that went on in those quote unquote conversations. He doesn't care who knows, who hears, because it is all fixed. So this is exactly what happened in Epstein's case. Everybody knew what was going on in Epstein's case. I read that Epstein would be in the hairdresser's place, and he would have young girls, 12 years old, younger maybe, sitting on his lap all over him openly. This was openly done. This is exactly what is going on here. Again, I am not anti-government. In fact, I believe in my government, and I support it 100%. But the government, like any other organization, police organization, RCMP, any political agency that has power, any social agency that has power as well, private agencies, not only government agencies, anybody who is in a position of power can be infiltrated and corrupted and become a criminal. Anyone can. So another way of keeping this open secret is to include just about everyone in it. So give anybody and everybody the link and the password to access me. Make them criminals, so they'll keep their mouth shut, and therefore it's an open secret because everybody knows and everybody's taking part. Nobody's going to talk. So we could do anything and get away with it, but we live in a world where nobody has secrets and everything is documented for everyone digitally. Because once somebody uses a link and a password to access somebody and rape, there's a digital footprint there. And somebody's recording it. Like in the Epstein's ring, somebody's recording it to blackmail the person into shutting up, which is exactly what Epstein did on his ring. So there's always digital information to be had. But there's going to be no investigation because the people who are going to investigate it are also involved in it and implicated in it because they're also logging in. But that's not going to hold true for very long because the digital footprinting that's left behind will be exposed because there are too many victims, as in Epstein's ring, out there who are being affected this way and afraid to talk, and they are afraid to talk. Well, I'm here to say that fear is not going to stop victims from talking. Attempted murder, rape, constant intimidation, constant stalking, constant terrorization is not going to stop victims from talking, because if they talk, the same thing is going to be done to them as if they don't talk. Because if they stay in the program and shut up, then exactly what is being done to people who talk is being done to them. So there is no difference really in staying in the program and shutting up. It makes no sense. You may as well talk, because exactly what is going to happen to you when you talk is going to happen to you if you don't talk. The sooner people realize this, the sooner more and more people are going to expose what's going on and stop staying quiet. Do not be intimidated. Even if you use the link and the password, a lot of the people who are using the link and the password to remotely access, a lot of people don't actually rape, they just look, voyeurism, or whatever reason, they just look. They're also being intimidated and threatened into doing it by people like PK, who are threatening me when he says he's from the highest of the highs and he has all this power. And the intention is, I could do anything to you. He's talking from a place of power, the highest of the high. So the people who are using the link and the password are also threatened this way. It's a criminal pyramidal scheme. Get recruited, use the link and the password, and recruit others. It's exactly the same template. So people should start talking.